We're taking a look back at a few of the biggest events of the semester.
And a preview for our winter forecast.
I'm Peyton Gortney.
And I'm Kaylin McCaslin. Your news starts now. Welcome to Mocs News Rewind, where we look at the biggest stories over the past semester and some of the news stories of interest.
Our biggest story is our new Chancellor, Dr. Lori Mann Bruce. Here's a look back at her investiture, where she officially took office as our 19th Chancellor.
This is a historic day for the university. It is my great honor to welcome you to McKenzie Arena to celebrate the investiture of Dr. Lori Mann Bruce as the 19th leader in the university's 139-year history.
An investiture ceremony is a formal ceremony, but it's also a highly personal one. It's about leadership, but it's also about community. And it's about reaffirming the values that make UTC what it is, a place of learning, discovery, connection, and opportunity.
Today affirms that Chancellor Bruce is the right leader at the right time for the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
The investiture of a new chancellor marks both continuity and new possibilities. It reminds us that leadership changes, but the academic mission endures, and each new leader adds to that shared process.
Coming to Chattanooga from a small town in Middle Tennessee, just like Dr. Bruce, I know what it feels like to find your place in a community that quickly feels like home. That is what UTC is for me and many of my fellow students.
We know the power of professors' guidance, a class that sparked a career, and a scholarship that opened a door. Under your leadership, we are eager to continue to extend that power.
I've had a front row seat to watch Lori grow from a determined engineering student into the leader that we're celebrating here today. It has been a remarkable journey, but through it all, she's been the very same person the entire time. Bold, driven, fun, yet grounded.
I believe in UTC. I believe in its people, its purpose, and its potential. This university has already achieved so much, but our best days are still ahead. The challenges we face are real, but so is our collective strength. And as long as we stay true to our mission, educating students, facilitating discovery, and serving our community, there's nothing we can't achieve.
Our semester got off to a rocky start. We were the first in the country to get hit by an active shooter hoax that soon spread across the nation. Here's a look back at that coverage.
A false report of an active shooter at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga resulted in a temporary lockdown Thursday.
That report came in just after noon. A caller reported someone armed on campus. UTC locked down campus, telling students, possible active shooter in the university center or library. Run, hide, fight. More information forthcoming.
This is footage from a UTC student. You can see some of the law enforcement filling the campus after about 2 hours. The campus was called clear. Authorities searched the campus and found no threat. Here's video of Lupton Hall where students left after they sheltered in place. Our Chancellor, Lori Bruce, issued this statement saying, quote, "I was on campus with you that day, so I know the stress that the unknown around this incident created. Although no evidence of an active shooter or injuries was found, I know the uncertainty during the lockdown was very stressful." Unquote. Here's video outside the library as well. After campus officials declared the campus was clear and canceled classes and events for the remainder of the day. Now the search is on for who made the false call. The FBI is now involved in the investigation. Here's a student account that was shared with the Moc News. He says, "I went to the library for a schedule change. I was on the 3rd floor and there were about 5 students with me in the room with glass walls. Then 2 or 3 cops bolted up the stairs yelling, 'Everyone put your hands in the air.' All of us in the room ran into an advisor's office. The cops came in and repeated the same thing and then told us to leave while they searched the building."
The student continues, "It was the scariest moment of my life. I thought I was going to die. I didn't even know there was a threat on campus. One second, I'm changing my schedule, and then next, I'm swarmed with cops fearing for my life because at the time, I thought I was in the same building as an active shooter.
Joining us is Mocs News member Janie Brown. Jamie, tell us what happened to you.
Thanks, Zach. I had a class at 12:30 in Holt Hall. But before class, I wanted to stop at the IT building to get my iPad hooked up to the Wi-Fi. I left the IT building at exactly 12:20 so I could make it to my class in time. And once I got to class, I got there at 12:30. Not even 5 minutes in, there were cops rushing. I sat by the window so I could see all the cops going by, but I didn't think anything of it because we live in the city, just another normal thing. But a few seconds later, a girl in the back of the class said very calmly and quietly, "I just got an alert that there's an active shooter on campus." Fortunately enough, my class and my professor, we were all very calm. We closed the windows, locked the doors, and we all hid in a quiet space. And we kind of just kept everyone calm, and we were all just comfortable with each other, reassuring everyone that it was going to be okay.
How did you feel in that moment?
Oh, so when the girl said that there was an active shooter on campus, and then everyone was like, "Yeah, I got that alert too," my heart dropped. I have been in that situation before in high school, but for some reason it felt more real because there was a lot of noise going on outside. So I actually thought there was an active shooter on campus. It felt like I was gonna die, honestly.
Thank you, Janie. We really appreciate your time here with us.
Thank y'all.
If you are experiencing a crisis, here's where you can get help. During regular hours of operation, the Counseling Center will offer individual counseling sessions. To make an appointment, students should call 423-425-4438. After hours, you can use the UTC Care line at 423-425-CARE or 2273 to be connected to after-hour services, including crisis counseling.
Another big campus story was the complete shutdown of Greek life on our campus. Here's a look back on our coverage of that story.
UTC officials announced a temporary ban on all Greek life activities. This follows a report of multiple hazing incidents last year, with 2 pledge members being hospitalized with severe second-degree burns. The investigation of that hazing, along with reports of sexual battery linked to fraternities, added to the severity for reform. Dr. Artania Wesley is the Vice Chancellor for Enrollment Management at Student Affairs.
She stated in the official memo sent out that the incidents, quote, do not reflect the values of UTC or our Greek life community. However, it highlights the news to pause, reflect, and take meaningful steps to ensure the health and safety of all students. All Greek members must attend a mandatory meeting on Tuesday, September 2nd at 5 p.m. in McKenzie Arena. The temporary ban won't be lifted until Friday, September 5th.
The Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, otherwise known as FIRE, sent a letter to Chancellor Bruce this week urging a lift to the Greek life suspension. The letter accuses UTC of violating students' right to the First Amendment and unfairly punishing Greek members with no involvement in the incidents. FIRE is requesting UTC officials to respond by Friday, August 29th, confirming the lift.
A big development for our campus is the School of Nursing, now becoming our College of Nursing. That designation now makes UTC have our 6th college on campus. That change takes place at the beginning of 2026.
As we celebrate a look back over our past milestones, we celebrate our traditions. One is Beat Hunger, a UTC series of concerts marking the work of great percussionists while feeding the hungry.
Beat Hunger.
Yeah.
Pretty cool tradition here at UTC.
It's a really cool tradition. Yeah. I was able to take it over from my predecessor, Dr. Monty Coulter. He told me about it when I first got here, and he said, you decide if you want to do it or not. So obviously I was going to continue this tradition. The community at UTC is nothing I've ever seen before at a university campus. Usually when you get to universities, you don't meet people from other departments or, get to collaborate as much. And so we have a really tight-knit community at UTC, and all these people showing up and donating food and enjoying the concerts really important, and it's really fun.
You really get into it, man. What is it? Is it the marimba that you were playing there?
Yes, I was playing the marimba, yeah.
Well, how does it feel?
It feels good. I'm just playing what the music represents to me, like internally, and I have like a soul connection to that piece because of just people who have played it in the past. So it meant something to me, special to play. So that was physically being represented to me.
You're flexible enough that you can do other instruments as well, like a next to last number.
Yeah.
Tell us about that one.
That one's actually really fun. I get to play on some rocks during that one, metal pipe during some of it. So it's kind of unconventional percussion instruments, but still making rhythm nonetheless. And sometimes the rocks are the melody or the most important part of the piece at the point. So it's fun to play. And I get to balance with the person next to me, and we get to sound like one drummer. So.
Well, I'm glad you told me that it was rocks, because I thought, no, it can't be rocks. It's got to be some very specialized something that he's playing right there, but rocks.
Yes, sir. Yes,
that
sir.
works. That
Rocks.
works. How does it feel when it hits that right moment? Because I could really see it on your face, you know?
It is definitely a high. It's why I do what I do. It is honestly what has kept me in music for so long. That rush that I get when I perform and I see all my hard work coming together, it just makes it all worth it. It is literally the best feeling in the world.
Now let's take a look back at our weather.
Here's our Dean DeSilva with a rewind on our severe weather and what we can expect this winter.
The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season has officially drawn to a close, and what a wild season it's been. While not statistically active as last year, this year has been one for the history books. In total, we had 13 named storms, 5 hurricanes, 4 of which were major hurricanes, 3 of which were Category 5s, and one of those being the most intense landfall hurricane ever. Some notable storms include the Category 5 Hurricane Erin, which was the second largest hurricane by tropical storm force wind field ever. Hurricanes Humberto and Imelda, which dance around each other in a rare example of the Fujiwara effect. Humberto was also a Category 5. And the grand finale of the season, Hurricane Melissa, the strongest landfalling Atlantic hurricane on record. Some other notable storms this year include Typhoon Halong, which slammed into the Alaskan coast at near hurricane strength, and the Enderlin, North Dakota EF5 tornado, the first EF5 tornado since the 2013 Moore, Oklahoma tornado, 12 years ago. As for the winter forecast, the National Weather Service is predicting a slightly warmer and drier winter here in Tennessee and in much of the southern United States, along with a slightly cooler and wetter winter in the northern Midwest and Great Plains. This is due to the current weak La Nina pattern, which will continue throughout the winter season, before transitioning into an enso-neutral pattern in the early spring. While we can expect a generally warmer season this year, don't let your guard down. We can still expect several blasts of cold air and winter storms. Last year had a stronger La Nina pattern and a warmer average temperature, but I think we remember the coldest moments of last year. That's all the weather talk I have for y'all this semester. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and stay warm. I'll see you next year.
We are transitioning from football to basketball and other sports.
Here's Dominic with the details.
Chattanooga closed this season with a 35-13 loss to Wofford in Spartanburg, ending head coach Rusty Wright's run of winning seasons. The Mocs cut the deficit to 8 by halftime, but the Terriers shut them out the rest of the way. Behind 3 touchdown passes from JT Wofford, Gerald Modest added 2 rushing scores as Wofford won the 6th time in its final 7 games. Battle Albertson threw for 215 yards for UTC, but the offense couldn't keep pace in the second half. The Mocs finished the year at 5-7 overall and 4-4 in SoCon play. Vanderbilt rolled into Knoxville and beat number 18 Tennessee 45-24 behind a monster performance from quarterback Diego Pavia. Pavia totaled 433 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Cedric Alexander read for 115 yards and 3 scores to power the 10-win Commodores. The game was tied at 21 at the half before Vandy controlled the third quarter and pulled away. Joey Aguilar threw for 299 yards for the Vols, who closed the regular season at 8-4. The Commodores now wait to see how their performance impacts their college football playoff chances. Chattanooga won 2 of its last 3 games this week, highlighted by a 71-57 win over North Alabama and a 109-59 blowout win over Tennessee Wesleyan. Billy Smith and Jordan Friesen led the way in those victories, combining for multiple double-digit performances. The Mocs fell Sunday to Tennessee State 70-64, despite a 16-point night from Tate Dartner. Chattanooga now sits at 4-4 overall as they continue to build early season momentum. The Mocs stay home this week, looking to stack more consistent play through December.
A major Chattanooga landmark celebrated a big milestone.
The Incline Railway marked 130 years of operation. I was there for the event.
And so what made y'all come out today? Why'd y'all want to come to the Incline Railway?
I had a group of friends when we wanted to go, and he was a cool guy. And I'm happy we went, though. I will say that. It's been a nice experience, to say the least.
What makes it special? You know, it's the 130th anniversary of the Incline Railway. So what do you guys think really just makes it,
special? I'm gonna say something I said in the last interview with someone I had recently. I just think it's crazy that it's managed to withstand the test of time for 130 years, which especially in America where it seems like more of the heritage really gets lost every year. I think it's nice to still have something to it. We have remembered, so it's nice.
I agree. I think it's cool that people are still coming after all this time.
What would you guys say to others about the Incline Railway?
I'd say go. I'd say go and have a nice time, even if you're not gonna regret it. So I don't think anyone could not like coming here.
I think. I'd say you should try it. It was really cool, and the coming up here was really pretty.
Yeah, the view is very good, so you can take some nice pictures.
Thank you, guys.
I got no problem.
That's this edition of Mocs News. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to keep up with us on our Instagram page.
We're also on Facebook and YouTube. Have a good winter break. Watch our updates on all our social channels.